Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Hi, Kate.
Hi, Trishy.
Okay, hi, Mom.
Hi, Trisha.
Can you tell me your name and how old you are?
Lynn Lindsay, and I'm 49.
And what type of phone do you have? Why are you laughing? So you have an iPhone 5C, correct?
Yes.
Good. And how many times a day would you say you check your phone?
Oh, multiple times a day.
Hi, Matt.
Hello,
Can you tell me how old you are and where you go to school?
21 years old. I go to Ohio State University.
And what type of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone 4.
Hi, Emma.
Hello.
And how many times a day would you say you check your phone?
A lot. High school is boring. But
Yeah.
like times that I'm actively like going through all my apps, maybe like 10, 15 times a day.
Okay. And speaking of apps, can you tell me what your 3 favorite or most frequently used apps are on your phone?
Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
What are some of your favorite apps?
My favorite apps are 1010, Spotify, and probably BuzzFeed.
Yeah. And why would you say that these are your favorite apps?
Because they entertain me the most.
Yes.
My friends definitely use their phones more than I do.
Yeah. And what do you guys do when you're on your phones?
Well, I mean, usually we're on social media or we're playing games.
Yeah. Not even like Snapchat or Instagram for you?
Well, they don't really entertain me because, like, just looking at people's pictures isn't really amusing.
Yeah. And do you post a lot on Instagram or do you Snapchat a lot?
I Snapchat a lot. I Snapchat a lot a day, but Instagram, I don't post. I think I post like once or twice a week.
Oh.
Well, so 1010 is just for like amusement because sometimes when I get bored, I just like play a game. But
Yeah.
like even that doesn't amuse me sometimes.
Yeah.
I use BuzzFeed is just like a news thing. I check that daily because it's like news and quizzes and stuff, and that like entertains me because I can read them and like visualize like what's happening in the news.
Yeah.
And then I use Spotify, which I listen to it like when I'm doing my homework, and when I'm like sometimes like when I'm with my friends, we'll listen to music.
Yeah.
But I use it like focusing.
Yeah. And what types of apps do you think your friends use most?
My friends they use Snapchat and Instagram a lot, and then one of my friends just got a Vine, so she uses that all the time.
Oh, yeah. See, I used to have Vine when I was in high school. It was really popular, so maybe like 4 or 5 years ago it was popular. Is it coming back again? Is it still, do kids your age still use that a lot?
Well, some do. Like I think kids my age use Twitter and Instagram a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think they use Vine a lot, but I know a lot of my friends watch Vine.
Yeah. And you mentioned Twitter. What kinds of things do kids your age post on Twitter?
Well, kids my age.
Like,
Well,
have
okay,
you ever
we're
been
talking
on
about
Twitter?
in
Or
LA. Like, I don't have a Twitter, but a bunch of kids in my grade have one, and it's like they post memes and like really annoying jokes on there. And
Yeah.
then like about like the clown thing that's been happening, like they've been posting like funny things about clowns and stuff. Well, like that's actually a problem. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
The clown thing has been kind of creepy.
yeah, there was a clown walking on the street last night.
Oh gosh. Wow. And one other question I have for you is, do you think the apps that you use, are they distracting for you, or do you use them for like your own benefit, or why are these apps so important for you?
Well, Spotify helps me. It helps me focus focus and do my work, because like music and like different like mostly music, it helps me to focus and to like get my work done faster. And then 1010 is just for like, it's mostly for like my own amusement. Like if I have nothing to do, then like that's what I like. I go on 1010 or I go on BuzzFeed, because they're both games. But for BuzzFeed, you can just like look at the news too, and like it's like BuzzFeed is like an entertaining, joking sort of way to tell the news. So I like that. But it's mostly for like entertainment and for like helping me focus.
Yeah.
So I have an actual Instagram where I follow a lot of my friends and different accounts that I'm interested in, but I also have a Finsta, which is a fake Instagram, and it's like just like I post a lot of memes and like jokes on there, or just like things that I would never post on my actual one. So I feel like it's more of my personality than my actual Instagram.
And so why do you, I mean, well, first of all, do a lot of kids your age and in your grade have Finstas?
Yeah, a lot of them do.
Yeah. And so you said you,
Mostly girls though, not a lot of guys have Finstas.
okay. And you said that you feel like a lot of times your Finsta, that's like more like your personality. Why don't you post those things in your actual Insta, or is there like, is there a reason why you don't post that stuff on your regular Instagram account?
I feel like a Finsta is supposed to be more of like a joking Instagram, and it's not necessarily like a serious one. But I think your real Instagram sort of like portrays this, like who you want people to think that you are. I feel like my Finsta, I don't really care how many likes I get on a picture. I mean, like, my Finsta is just like kind of what I want on there, and I don't really like care what other people think about my Finsta. But my actual Instagram, I definitely care about like how many likes I get, or like if I look decent in a picture, or like if like this specific person likes my Instagram, then like I've made it big or whatever. Like I don't really like care about that on my Finsta. Like I sort of want to post like what I want, and it's not necessarily about how many followers or likes that I have. It's just like, am I like being myself? I feel like on Twitter sort of has like a little bit of everything. Like I follow BuzzFeed on Twitter, and like I'll scroll through their feed to like watch videos or take quizzes, or I definitely read a lot of the articles and stuff that they have. And I feel like Twitter sort of has like a lot of like different, like whether it's news or just like comedy or like production and like video stuff like that. I feel like Twitter sort of has all of that stuff covered. So I don't necessarily need all these different apps when Twitter has like all of the apps, Twitter accounts, that I can just like look at the stuff rather than getting another app for it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, especially for me when I use Twitter, it's like I follow a lot of news, news sources. I follow friends, but a lot of it's just to get news that sometimes you get a different aspect of it rather than looking at like Yahoo or looking at the news that's on your iPhone, like that type of thing. Yeah, definitely. I was wondering what your favorite apps are, or the ones that you most frequently use.
Definitely Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, except Snapchat, I really just look at the snaps. I don't really do a whole lot of snaps, except for my dog. And, there's a transit app that I use a lot, because I'm in the city. So I had like a MySpace. I have a Twitter account. I haven't used it in a while, but like in the beginning when I was younger, I would post on there, and then I saw things that I put on there and it was kind of dumb. So I just don't feel like I need to share my opinion, really.
Yeah. And so since you're on your phone a lot, what are your favorite apps that you use on your phone? And why do you use them?
I use Snapchat as a way to communicate with my friends, both back home and here on campus, as well as like things that are going on around campus. And then Clash of Clans is just a game. I don't know, it's fun.
Yeah, for entertainment purposes. So as far as staying connected with people, you said you use Snapchat. Do you go on Facebook a lot?
Yeah, I do. I used to have Facebook on my phone, but I don't have enough room for it because it's an older phone.
And then how often do you use social media? Aside from Facebook, do you use Instagram or Twitter?
I don't use Instagram. I use Twitter for, like, for my classes, we have to, and it's a sports marketing class.
Oh,
So it's
gotcha.
like
So
that.
for class, okay. And would you say that would you consider yourself to be more of an observer on social media or more of an active person in terms of posting and other things like that?
I'd say probably more of an observer. Yeah, I mean, really the only thing I ever post about is sports, so.
And because you have the iPhone 4, do you notice any issues when using the apps such as Snapchat or different apps that require you to update them pretty frequently?
Well, the 4 is really old. I don't even remember when it came out. But a lot of the apps are, I think Apple for the 4 only goes up to like Apple operating system 8 as opposed to the new ones, which are 10 and 11.
Yeah.
I have to use like older versions of the apps. They're not good. Like they close out half the time. They're slow.
A lot of kids my age use Facebook mainly to just like keep up with high school people, or just a lot of kids our age use it. But I heard a lot of kids your age don't really use Facebook. Are a lot of your friends on Facebook? Or
The only reason that my friends and I are on Facebook is because of different groups we have. Like we have a senior group chat on Facebook, talk about just like senior activities like football games and student sections and different dress days and stuff. I feel like I usually try and retweet a lot of things. I mean, if there's some like big event that's happening where it's like everybody's talking about it, like I'll probably tweet something like kind of funny or something, but usually I'm like retweeting a lot of things.
when you're on your phone, what apps do you use most frequently?
I use Facebook. I use my bank. I use Isogenics.
Yeah.
Pinterest. Did I say Pinterest?
No, you just said.
The only one that would be entertainment would be Facebook.
And
The others I would use for more important needs.
like, what would you say that your culture of Facebook is like on your feed usually? Like, what comes up? Who do you communicate with?
It's friends. It's it could be entertainment shows, and just other maybe following different various groups, whether it's a religious group or speakers of some sort.
And you don't use Twitter or Instagram, do you?
I don't use Instagram. I look on Twitter occasionally, but I don't myself use it.
Yeah.
On Pinterest, I know I'm following people, but I don't necessarily pay attention to. I mean, I'm following people that I know, and I'm following people that I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And the
So
things,
I'm not on it for a social thing. I'm on it for just what Pinterest has to offer. Probably food and decorating, maybe fashion.
I think it's like travel, what you're doing, and a lot of cooking too.
oh
like-
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you consider yourself to be a more active person on social media, or just more of an observer, or does it depend on the platform?
I think it probably depends on the platform. I know more than my parents, probably. I probably am relatively savvy.
You ever had any troubles with getting technology to work, or getting specifically the apps you use to work?
The only troubles I've had are if for some reason an app gets deleted and just having to start all over again.